Welcome to Love Renee, a podcast from me, Renee. I don't really know what this will be, and I don't really know what it is, except for this. I like creating new things. I was recently in a job where I had to create and bring that creation to a group of people every week, and the rhythm was worthwhile for me. Now that I'm no longer in that position, I'm finding myself wanting to find a rhythm like that again. And so I'm going to be creating this podcast. Now I know that there's a million podcasts. In fact, I know that very well because I couldn't find a unique name for this one. But I still hope that this will be something for someone, even if it's just something for me. Each episode will be something a little different. I might tell you a story or recite a poem like today. I may share with you what I'm thinking about, some ideas that have crossed my brain, and at the end, I'm hoping to share what you shared with me in light of the episode. So, feel free to tuck in, enjoy, and let me know what you're thinking. You can email me at loverenepodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's loverenepodcast@gmail.com. Lines written in the Days of Growing Darkness by Mary Oliver. Every year we have been witness to it, how the world descends into a rich mash in order that it may resume. And therefore, who would cry out to the petals on the ground to stay, knowing as we must how the vivacity of what was is married to the vitality of what will be? I don't say it's easy, but what else will do if the love one claims to have for the world be true? So let us go on, though the sun be swinging east, and the ponds be cold and black, and the sweets of the year be doomed. What is the relationship between the wind and the trees? My favorite tree, the one that I pass on every walk with burning yellow leaves, is bare now, and it left me wondering, what is the relationship between the wind and the trees? Forgive me if I'm thinking far too deeply into this, but I can imagine the trees annoyed. Had the tree been desperately holding on to the leaves, trying to keep their beauty, doing all they can, holding on to the glory, until the wind finally wins and strips them? Or, when the ground gets colder, and they notice the birds begin to move out, and cool gushes shake their branches, they let the leaves go. Age-old wisdom of the seasons, one more trip around the sun. Is the wind the adversary of the tree, taker of their leaves? Or the gentle cushion for the next part of the story? Do the trees hold on? Or do they let go? A couple of years ago, I took a group of teens I was working with snow tubing. Now, I hadn't been tubing myself since I was their age, 15 years ago, if not more, and I was excited. We had a good group. I had my snow pants and jacket on. We got our passes, grabbed a tube, and we headed to the lift belt. Once at the top, you had a variety of lanes to slide down, but most of the students chose to strap their tubes together and slide down as a group. They thought you got more speed and momentum this way. I also learned there was a heightened level of danger with this method. After a few solo trips down, I decided to join the others finding myself in the back of the pack, sitting in the tube, holding the strap from the tube in front of me in my lap. What I didn't account for was that by the time my tube reached the break-off point of the hill, the entire pack was already speeding down, gaining momentum and pulling on the strap, the one I was holding onto. I tried to hold on for only a few seconds before I was pulled up and out of my tube and onto the ice in front, a belly flop, still hanging onto my strap. For a brief moment, I figured that I could do it this way. I could hold on and make it down face first with the rest. But then I discovered that my snow pants were being pulled down inch by inch by the ice and snow, and I finally let go. My tube came barreling up and over me and down the hill, and I stood up. Thankful I wore long johns that day. Stomach ripped up and bleeding, and I staggered to the others. And one of my friends looked over to me and asked the obvious question. Why didn't you let go? Why didn't I let go? It was a good question. We don't tend to look fondly on people who let go. We have all kinds of words for them. Quitter, deserter, slacker, wimp, dropout, etc. None of them evoke a positive association. But I think there is a faithful, worthwhile letting go. These days, I'm wondering if letting go is in fact more faithful than holding on. Don't get me wrong, there are clear times to hold on and fight the good fight. And if you're tempted to use this story as an excuse to flake out, then please resist the urge. It's just that letting go can be a beautiful trusting of the seasons. Those things we want to grasp and control will come back again at the right time, in the right weather. We will grow our leaves again. Love, Renee. And there you have it, the end of episode 1. Again, if you want to get in touch with me, share your story of letting go, a poem you love, what you're thinking about these days, or a story, feel free to email me at loverenepodcast@gmail.com, all one word, loverenepodcast@gmail.com. See you next time.